everyone, welcome to the Crafty Pixie. I'm Bee. Thanks so much for stopping by. If you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload every Wednesday. I really appreciate everyone watching the videos. I really appreciate the subscriptions. It's just, yay. This is something I'm trying out, and the more you guys show that you like it, the more I'm gonna keep doing it. Don't forget to leave the comments in the comment section below. It means so much. Today we are going to be making hot and cold compresses. It's really easy, and my family loves these. I mean, I can't have enough in my freezer. Everyone loves these. They go to, if they have a headache and they go to lay down or go to bed, they pull out one of these and they're so soft, so it's super easy to sleep on. If they need something warm, they just pop it in the microwave for a couple of seconds and then they use it wherever they hurt. They're really, really easy to make too. You literally need 2 pieces of fabric and rice. I mean, you can't get easier than that. I'm actually going to show you 2 ways of doing them today. The first way is going to be, of course, top stitching, where you can top stitch where the opening is, or you can actually top stitch all around carefully. And then the other option that we're going to do is this nice little finish here on the edges. I don't know, can you guys see? There you go. That's better. Nice little stitches so that it's got a nice little finish on there. This is not going to be a long video like last week's video. That was something I wanted to try, and I really, really enjoyed doing it, so I will be doing more videos like that in the future. But for this one, we're going to make it short and sweet. And if you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comment section down below. I will do my best to answer anyone's questions. So let's get to materials and get started. Okay, for materials, you're going to need 2 pieces of cotton fabric cut to the size you want. This is 6.5 by 6.5, so when it's finished, it'll be 6 by 6. And then you're going to need a funnel, rice, and your sewing machine. It's that easy. Let's get started. Okay, for the first way I'm going to show you, you're going to take your 2 pieces of fabric and you're going to lay them pretty sides together, and you're going to pin. You're going to leave yourself a maybe inch gap on one of the sides. It doesn't matter. And you're going to not sew that section. You can use pins here if you want. I prefer to use these clips. I tend to poke myself a lot, and it's really annoying. So I'm going to mark my little section. Okay, so you're going to take this to the sewing machine, and you're going to sew like 3/4 inch seam allowance, 2.5 millimeter stitch length. You're going to back stitch at the beginning and at the end always. Back stitch really well so that when you're turning everything right side out, you're not
ripping your fabric or anything like that. Remember, back stitch at the beginning, at the end. I'm going to go to the sewing machine and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that we've sewn around the edges, this is what you're going to see. We're going to come through and we're going to clip our corners on all 4 sides. Make sure you don't clip your stitches when you're doing this. Alright, and then you're going to come through and we're going to trim the seam allowance down by half along all sides. When you do this, just remember when you come to the opening that you made in the fabric, for when you turn it right side out, don't cut the seam allowance there. You're gonna need it for when you close up the hole. So we're just gonna come through, do it on all sides. When you come to your opening, make a little diagonal and then cut your seam allowance in half. And do it to the other side as well. It makes it a whole lot easier when you're going to finish up everything, because that's going to naturally fold for you, so it's going to make it a whole lot easier. Okay, now that you've done that, I like to come through and I like to snip just on either side a little bit. Don't clip the seam or the stitches. I find that it makes my corners squared just a little bit better. Okay. And now we're going to flip it right side out. Yes, the hole is tiny, but you don't have like any interfacing or anything here. It's just cotton, so it doesn't have to be very big. So we're going to pull it out. We're going to straighten the corners. If you need to, you can use like chopsticks or something dull so you don't rip through the fabric, just to help square those corners a little bit better for you. All right, this is what you have, and then if you look, you are pretty much already folded. You shouldn't have to do too much maneuvering right there. So we're going to take our iron and we're going to press it just so that we seal those seams and take care of any wrinkles that you may have. Alright, there you go. So now you're going to take your funnel and we're going to place it right in the hole that we left. Then you're going to want to hold the fabric around there a little bit just so that you don't have too much moving around when you put the rice in. And then you're going to take your rice and a little scooper. I've got the one side of it like a handmade ornament craft, and you're just gonna fill it. You're gonna fill it a third of the way. You know, you can fill it a little bit more if you want to. You can fill it a little bit less. I mean, that's really up to you and depending on your size. So that's got it pretty full right there for you. So this part you can do one of three ways. You can blind stitch this hole shut with a needle and thread. You can come through and you can top stitch right along the seam there, or if you're very careful, you can come through and you can top stitch all around. If you want to do that, just be very careful that your rice doesn't get underneath your needle when you're sewing, because you can break the needle. And you don't want to do that. So I'm going to take it to the sewing machine. For this one in particular, I'm just going to top stitch right across the top here. I'm going to do that and I will be right back. Alright, there is your one cold compress or hot compress, whichever one you want to use it for. I used not coordinating thread just so that you guys could see it a little bit better in the tutorial. Of course, you're going to want to use thread that matches your fabric, but that's about it. You pop that in the freezer and you're good to go, or you can pop it in the microwave for a few seconds and it's a nice warm compress for that. And then now we're going to show the second way of doing it. You're going to get 2 pieces of fabric, any size you want. Again, these are 6.5 by 6.5, so it'll finish at 6 inches. And we're going to actually lay them right sides together. I know. Where am I going with this? It's okay. So we're going to pin it. And of course, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to leave a 1 inch, actually you don't even have to be a 1 inch, you can make it a 1/2 inch opening. And we're going to come through. You're going to take this to the sewing machine and you're going to do a 3/4 inch seam allowance, 2.5 millimeter stitch length. Remember to back stitch at the beginning and at the end of your little opening. I'm going to go do that and I will be right back. Okay, now that we've done that, this is what you're going to be looking at when we're done. I just realized that I did red, white, and blue. Completely unintentional, but I think it's really cute. So what we're going to do next is we're going to fill it just like we did with the other one. So we're going to stick the funnel in. Oops. If my fingers cooperated with me. All right, and you're going to hold it. Now this one you can fill 3/3 full or 1/3 full like we did with the other one, or you can fill it a little bit more. Again, you know, it's really up to you how much you want to fill it. It's a little bit warm in my craft room today, so my rice is sticking. I think that's good. You're going to go back to the sewing machine and you're just going to stitch right where the opening is. So you're going to start where your thread is over here, back stitch, come across, end over here, back stitch, so that everything is tied in nicely, and then I'll be right back. All right, now that we have sealed that edge, you're going to take your pinking shears, which are the scissors that have the little grooves on either side, and you're going to come through and you're going to cut down that seam allowance all the way around. Make sure you don't cut your stitches, and make sure you don't cut the fabric underneath. Now for this, you can square your edges, you can round your edges, that's entirely up to you. You know, you can put your own personal twist on this, you know, you're making this. So we're just gonna finish going all the way around. No, that was a bad one. I love my pinking shears. If I don't want to serge the end of something, these are great at sealing the edges so they don't fray. All right, and you are done. Voila! Now you have yourself your very own cold compresses or warm compresses, whatever you want to do with them. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the notifications bell so you see when I upload every Wednesday. If you want, leave some comments in the comments section down below. I can't wait to hear from you. And make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Have a good day.